Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have this summer makeup look for you. It is glowy skin with a little bit of a pop of color on the eyes. I'm so obsessed with like yellow right now, so I wanted to go ahead and do another yellow look. I'm also going to be using Ofra Cosmetics products for this video, and it's also going to be in partnership with Ofra Cosmetics, so I wanted to say thank you to them for working with me on this video. Ofra is one of my favorite brands. I've been using them for years. Their highlighters are seriously another level of highlighting. We're gonna go ahead and jump on into this look. I'm so obsessed with it. I love the glow. So if you guys are interested, let's go ahead and jump right on in. All right, so first thing we're going to go in with is for the skin. This is the Ofra Vitamin C Cream. This is going to be an awesome cream to keep the skin hydrated, also give that glowy factor to the skin, and it feels so good. I love this. You can of course use it in your skincare routine, but I do like using it right before makeup. I find it just makes the skin look super glowy. To prime the skin for foundation, I'm going in with the Ofra Cool as a Cucumber Primer, and it actually does have that like cooling factor to it. I absolutely adore it, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it all over my skin and pat it in. I also do have a discount code with Ofra Cosmetics. If you wanted to save 20%, you can use the code Blissful and you will save some money. For foundation today, I'm taking my favorite Ofra sponge and the Absolute Cover foundation. Mine is in the shade 4.5. I'm gonna start out lightly and then build my way up to my desired coverage. It's kind of like that matte finish, but looks like it's a natural skin-like finish, if that makes sense. Like, it still has that glow peeking through, but definitely covers. So I'm gonna apply this all over my skin, making sure to blend it down to my neck as well. I'm just gonna keep on building this up to my desired coverage. So I did go ahead and do my concealer off camera very quickly, and then I'm just going to go in with the Ofra Translucent Powder in the shade Light to go ahead and set underneath my eyes, as well as a little bit down below the contour and my forehead using this brush, and just going to lightly sweep it on and then sweep the remaining off. This will ensure everything to stay right in place, no creasing throughout the day, and for this type of look, since we're going for more of a glowy summer look, I want to make sure that my skin has that glowing factor, but not like sliding all over the place. So we want to make sure that we are setting it down. For a little bit of contour and bronze to the skin, I'm taking this Gilded palette and using both of those bronzing shades to go ahead and contour up my cheekbones. This is going to help sculpt it, but also give a little bit of color to my cheeks. And I'm really just pushing it into the cheekbone area and then a little bit onto the apples of my cheeks. And it's just going to give a really nice sun-kissed glow. To deepen up the contour just a little bit, I'm taking the On The Glow palette and using this little bronzing shade in that little triangle right there. That is called the California Dream Triangle. And I'm going to pop a little bit towards the back of my cheekbone. This is just going to help emphasize that shade just a little bit more. And I absolutely adore these bronzers, you guys. I'm going to also put a little bit down my nose as well to give a little bit of a contour right into my eye area. And I'm just so obsessed with it. Like, they just glide right on the skin. Starting off the eye look, I'm taking the Ofra Signature palette. This is the Beachside palette. Look at those shades. Like, I'm seriously obsessed. They're so pigmented. I'm going to go in with the fourth shade in this palette, which is a really pretty like orangey brick tone. And I'm going to go ahead and run it into my crease and transition just from inner to outer with this fluffy brush and just keep on building up that color. This is the perfect summertime palette. It has all the shades that you would want for like a pop. I'm obsessed. Like, very, very pigmented and super pretty. So I'm going to keep on running this shade and building it up to my desired color. So I do like to go ahead and stamp on the color initially, and then I will go ahead and blend it away and diffuse it into like the crease and transition area with another brush. And these colors blend so, so good. It's very pigmented and it's one of my faves. Then I'm going to take the Ofra Pro palette. This is the Soul palette. I'm taking that shade Raisin, which is a beautiful like bricky color, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that on right on top of the shade we did before in the transition, just to kind of amp it up and just add a little extra spice. And I love these palettes because these pans can come out and you can interchange them. Super cool. Hopping back into the Beachside palette, taking that bright yellow shade. I'm seriously obsessed with it. It's super stunning. I'm going to pop that right onto the eyelid, onto my direct lid area. And I'm going to use swiping and patting motions to pack this color on my lid. It is literally the most stunning yellow shade, super pigmented, and I love it. Like, I'm just gonna keep on building this up to make it pretty bright. I'm going to then also use my finger to pat on additional color onto the lid just to make it really stand out. I want to have the extra little pop into the center, and then I will go ahead and take a brush and fade and ombre the crease color and the little bit of yellow from the top together just so it all meshes really nicely and just has like a really nice gradient fade. Taking a little bit of that yellow and orangey shade mixed together on this defined brush, I'm going to pop that right onto the lower lash line just to have all of that seamlessly go together. Taking Ofra's liquid eyeshadows, this is in the shade 5 Star. It is a beautiful gold tone. I'm going to put this into the inner corner of my eye, and I'm just going to start out really slow and applying it towards like the inner section of my eye and then bringing it in towards like the inner area of my nose. And this is going to help brighten up that area and make things pop. And then I'm going to also take a highlighter later on and pop that right on top just to emphasize it a little bit more. But I love these, super pigmented, and you get a lot of payoff with these, so I'm obsessed with them. Jumping back into the Ofra Gilded palette, I'm taking this blush to apply to my cheeks. It's a beautiful like corally blush that has a little bit of a shimmer and sheen to it. I'm going to put that into my apples of my cheeks and blend it in with my contour. Alright guys, next up is highlighting, which is seriously my favorite of all. I'm going to be taking the On The Glow palette and a little bit of the Makeup Fixer setting spray, and we're going to spritz the face first, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Blissful and Rodeo Drive, and just a mixture of these highlighters, okay? Like, they're seriously my favorites. I'm going to pop it onto my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, collarbones, like everywhere. I'm so obsessed. These glide on the skin like butter, almost look like they're liquid. That's how filled with pigment they are. I'm so obsessed. And then I'm going to also take a little bit of those highlighters and pop it into the inner corner of my eye. So just keeping it into like the inner portion, almost like inner third, I want to say, because that's how far I take it. I'm going to start off with that gold highlighting shade and apply it into the inner. And I just keep on building that highlighting shade up into that inner third. It looks super pretty. Then I'm going to pop on some lashes, and then now we're going to go in with that yellowy shade one more time from that palette and just apply it strictly like to the crease area, just meshing it in with that orangey tone. And then I'm going to also run this shade right down below by my lower lash line, and it's just so pretty. It reminds me of like almost like a sunset eye. Then for another pop on the eyes, I'm taking the Ofra Glitch palette, which this palette is stunning, you guys. I'm going to take that second shade, which is called Y2K. It is the beautiful gold shimmer. It reminds me just like a highlighter. I'm going to take it on my finger and pop it onto the inner third portion of my eye, blending it into the yellow shade, and it's literally like butter. Like, it glides on so well. For the lips, I'm keeping it pretty nude, and I'm taking the Ofra Dubai liquid lipstick. You guys, this is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks, more of a muted nude. So I'm just going to apply a little bit and then pat it with my fingers and blend it in. Then I'm going to go in with two of my favorite lip glosses from Ofra, which obviously this is optional, but these are my favorite, and I wanted to kind of like spice up the lips. So I'm taking the first one being Bare and just kind of outlining the outer section of my lip. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Apricot Dream lip gloss. It is a beautiful like sheared nude kind of like pale color. I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to pop that onto the center of the lips, blot it together, and that's a little lip combo. Love it. Next, I'm going to take the Rodeo Drive Face and Body Mist. This is a radiant setting spray. I'm going to spritz it all over my body, actually. I'm obsessed with doing so. It gives such a beautiful glow. And I'm also going to put a little bit on this beauty sponge and apply it directly to my cheeks. It has such a pretty radiant finish, and I'm so obsessed with doing this. I like to apply to the sponge for like precise areas. Then hopping back into that palette with those highlighters, I'm going to be mixing Blissful and Rodeo Drive one more time and just applying that to the areas that I really want to emphasize a little bit more. So like the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and a little bit more on the cheekbones. And I'm telling you, they're highlighters. You will not be disappointed. Once I've done that, that completes and wraps up this summer glowy makeup using Ofra Cosmetics. You guys, I'm so obsessed with this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe found it a little bit helpful. Again, I'm going to have everything below for you in the description, so definitely check there. And I believe that's it for this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye!